So we were talking about Flexbox and laying out materials, and so what we want to do now is we actually like this main section here. We're going to take this, we're going to copy this, and we're going to put it in our main style.css because we like it. And later we can organize this. So that our styles are more kind of in categories. But for now, here's our main. We're going to put everything from here on down is going to be the main styles that we're using. So let's go to our index.html. And so we want to put everything inside of a main. Now what I'm doing here is I'm highlighting everything, all the code, and then I'm hitting Option and then the up arrow on the Mac. And I believe it might be similar on PC. Let's look that up real quick. Option key on PC. Equivalent. It might be Alt. Yeah, Alt. So I think, and I'll check this later. I think that you can hit Alt to select some code and then hit Alt. Yeah, hit Alt and then move the arrow keys up and down. You can move entire chunks of code. So now if we come in here and then refresh it, we'll see that we've got everything inside of one big box here. And we want to do the same thing that we did in the other video where we had our body, where we do a margin, 0 pix, height, padding, 0 pix. Get it flush. Okay. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to create one big box, but it's kind of contained inside of everything else. So what we can do is we can do inside of the main, we can have div class equals container. And again, we'll take all of this junk, Alt arrow key or Option arrow key on Mac. All right, container. So we need a container class here. And the reason this is underlined is because VS Code doesn't like you to have styles that don't have any content inside of them. So it's like that. So we can have this width. We can actually decide to make this a percentage. So we can do the width would be 90%, 95%, and the height would be 95%. And then the background color, we need something that is a good complement to this color. Sometimes I'll use a digital color wheel. I don't always use it because I actually don't always like the results. But I feel sometimes this color wheel doesn't give me the same aesthetic as my personal color aesthetic. But sometimes it can give you some good results. So we'll just try it here. I don't know why it's taking so long to load. Stop it and then read. Could be because I've got too much going on. I've got another video uploading right now. And then I'm recording this one. Yeah, so my bandwidth is a little low. That's okay. We'll just choose it by using our good eye. So we want something that's a little warmer. Let's go up here and choose, oh yeah, that's nice. It shows you the old and the new, right? So yeah, let's choose that. I like that. So if we have, there's the color wheel. If you wanted to, you can pick a color. You pick your base color. You see that? And then it makes a complementary, which these colors are ugly. You can use analogous, which gives you similar colors. And this is supposed to be complementary, which is also ugly. But you can, sometimes you find some really good finds on here. So I use it sometimes, but I'm going to use my intuition on this one. So let's refresh this. All right, so we've got something that looks like that now. All right, so we're getting there. Now I think 95 is actually a little too much. Let's do 98 and 98. And from my background, I actually think I'm really feeling like I want a red, to be honest. So a reddish background. Yeah, I'm actually going to change this. I don't know. It just feels like that we won't. We're going to do that. All right. So the next thing is the header, and that's what covers this Paco thing. So you see, right? We've got this Paco. It's in a rounded thing. So now the title. So the title, instead of having rounded corners, we'll take the rounded corners off. Border radius 5 pixels. Don't need it. Fresh. And then now that, instead of the width being 200 pixels, we'll just leave it alone. And the default width will be 100%. So you see that now. It's now 100%. And then the title, Paco, here. This was, we defined that in JavaScript, I think. Yeah, restaurant.name.innerHTML equals Paco. I'm actually going to just make this hard coded. Since that's always going to be there, we don't need that to be dynamic. Just call this Paco here. Okay. So Paco. Now we'll get a style for that. We're actually going to get a custom font for that. Yeah, we're actually going to start and do the custom font now. So what I did a search for tall fonts. I think I did a search for actually fat fonts. And it took me to FontSpace. I really like FontSpace. They just have a lot of really cool stuff. And this Airways, I haven't downloaded this one before, but I liked it, the way it looked. So I'm going to try to download this font here. Airways font, and then I'm going to put it in my documents. What was this? This was projects, HTLC, demo, DOM, Airways font. I'm just going to save the zip archive. Now, again, if you're on Windows, it's going to be a little different, the process of getting to there, but you want to get to the you want to get to the folder that it's in, it's going to give you a zip. You have to extract it. So right click on it and then, use whatever extraction tools that you have. This looks like it's licensed only for personal use, which is great because this is not a real website. Miscellaneous. So, okay, so it's a TTF font here, True Type font. So I'm going to change the name of this directory to fonts. And then I'm going to change this to just Airways. Mainly because this is easy for me to remember the name of it, airways.ttf. If you want to use a custom font, you use the @FontFace. If you Google at font face, at font dash face, you can kind of see the way that the syntax for it. Basically, you have at font face, and then the font family. You give it the name that you want. Now I'm just going to choose Airways because that's what it's called. And then the source will be a URL. And I want it to be in fonts. The forward slash means it's at the root of the directory, the root of the project that we're in. To be fonts airways.ttf. I may have to play around with this because, and but then we want then to make our font family inside of the title. Let's take this and let's put this down here. So all our new work is going down here. Font family will be airways. We basically defined a new font face, and then we're using it as a font family here. So let's just make sure that this works. All right, we can't find it. I don't think it can find it. So let's see what we're doing wrong here. No error, but URL fonts airways.ttf fonts airways.ttf. Ah, this should be in quotation. No? All right. What do we do wrong here? We can right click on this to inspect. And in our title here, we'll look font family is Airways. Ah, this comma here. This comma was messing it up. There we go. So this is a good teachable moment here. Sometimes when you copy paste things from the internet, it may not necessarily be in the format that you needed. So I copied this, but the comma was part of separating two different sources for this. And you see that? And so that was not really necessary for just if we had one source. So now we've got that in. So let's get rid of this page here. Let's get rid of that. My other video is finished uploading. We don't need this page anymore. All right, so we've got Paco. It looks a little small. So I actually, in the title, I'm going to make the font size. I'm going to make it 2EM. EM is a unit of measurement, and so when you have 1EM is the same default font size that would be for whatever style that you're in. If you make it 2EM, it'll be double that. So now refresh the page now, and then I've got that. That looks a little better. So let's talk about the layout. So inside of title, we want title to also be display flex. And we want the flex direction to be row. That way, if we put like a little icon here, then it will be, it'll be in the row direction because we don't want everything coming down. We want it to be across. So we could get like a small icon. So I want to get like a soup icon, transparent background. Some of these look okay. That one's not having, oh yeah, it is having a transparent background. So we'll save image as soup. Ah, this one doesn't look like it's actually saving as a real PNG. What about this one? No, we want a good one with this is a good transparent background. Yeah. Yeah, this one almost looks like groundnut soup. Save image as. Oh, another one is the same thing. So I guess we got to visit the page. Let's see. This may be one of those sites where they want you to sign up in order to download. Oh, wow. So you got to go through all of these things. So, one thing is that usually if there's too many hurdles that I have to download, see if this one works. If there's too much that I have to go through, usually I'll just leave because I don't want to get caught with some spam or like some phishing attempts or a virus or anything else. It looks like this one is the soup, so we'll see. Soup, and it's in DOM, save as a PNG image, soup.png. Okay. Now let's look and see. Got a soup.png. Yes, there. Kind of boxy. Whoever cut this out actually didn't do a very good job, but this is just a demo, so we'll roll with it. In our index.html, so we want to then do inside of the title, we have Paco, and then we have an image, source equals soup.png, all equals soup. It's good to put an all in there for people who have visual disabilities and who can't really see your images. It just, it helps for accessibility reasons. And we'll give this an ID, or we'll just say class equals logo, soup, soup logo. All right, so we'll save here, soup logo. We want the width. The reason we're making a class for this, we want the width to be small, like 50 pixels or even less. 30 pixels in height. Well, if you change the width, it'll automatically kind of scale the height in a proportional way. There we go. So we also want the soup logo to have some margin. So we just do it a margin left of 10 pixels. Pushes that out a little bit. All right, and lastly, I don't really know that we want this to be black. And maybe the whole container can have a border radius. Helps to spell correctly. Border radius of 5 pixels. It's a little less boxy. And then the title, instead of background color of black, maybe this can be this color. So again, we're going with the warm colors. This may not be the best, but we'll try. Okay, good. Now our container is still, I'm not seeing the border radius come up. So one thing you can do is you can inspect. So you can write inspect, and this is our container here. And it's got a border radius on it, but I think that's because I think we can't see it. because of the title being in the way. So the title, let's do a display none. Yeah, you see? So the border radius on that, all right, we'll change that a little later. We can change the top, just the top left and right of the title. We're gonna go ahead and keep going. What I did was I just went into my styles here and I just typed in display none to hide it. And what it was doing is hiding this, but that's okay. We refresh this. We'll just keep it the way it is now, and then keep going, and then we'll add the radius later. This is a really good start. We've used Flexbox to define the outer background, and then a title bar, and then our logo. We have a custom font, and then we also have an image in here. So we're moving along. We'll stop the video now because we try not to make one video too long. It just makes it easier to make these lessons modular. So we'll do the next video and we'll start styling some of the rest of the stuff and add an image. We'll find an image of some food, put it on the left, and just keep going. All right, so we'll see you in the next video.